Beautiful day, grand rising, everyone, or blessed evening. Just wanted to do a quick reading from Art Psalms by Alex Gray before I get my day started. Welcome, Divine L. Welcome, D. Hope you're doing well. Just want to do a quick reading from Art Psalms by Alex Gray. Let me go ahead and bring the chimes. Let's take a moment to take a nice deep centering breath. Welcome us into this sacred space. Before we get started, I wanted to show you guys a new painting that I just did. I'm not sure if I'm finished with it yet. I probably have more to add, or I'm not really sure, but this is a sacred geometry painting. This is using art gel sticks. They're like a fancy watercolor, but they come in a stick form. So I just wanted to show that off. There you go. That's on a small 8x8 canvas. You know, as artists, D, we're like our own worst critics. I did it last night and I was just like, ugh. I had to go lay down. I like it a little bit better today, and maybe I'll like it a little bit more tomorrow. I remember one year I was so frustrated. I think I ripped up like 8 canvases and tossed them. And then a year later, I thought about it. And I was like, what was I thinking? Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, I apologize about that. I actually had a pot of rice on the stove that I wanted to turn off and dump before we get started. Bless your eyes. Bless your eyes. Something that we rarely think about, eh? Your eyes are blessed openings, taking in whatever light brings. Treat eyes kindly, feed them well. They excitedly glisten and lovingly swell. Show them the worst all over again. They shrink into hollows of mortal skin. Bathe your eyes in images divine. All heaven unfolds, the opposites combine. Your eyes become temple domes for the Pleiades, crystalline mandalas inhabited by deities, blessing every moment you see as glimpses of eternity. Bless your eyes. We take our eyes for granted. I guess Alex Gray is inviting us to treat our eyes like precious gems, like the most precious metal there is. Being careful what we decide to expose our eyes to. And whatever we expose our eyes to, there is no discrimination within the subconscious realm. It all gets registered and kept there. Let's see. And I'm going to do one more, and then I'll have to get the day started. I do plan to be back on later today. Who am I having? Jen Allen, I believe. Jen. I met her at the Mid-Atlantic Women Herbal Conference, and she creates parfums. She once told me that she created book smell perfume, and she actually took old books, old dusty books, and I forget what is that. The term is leaving my mind, but she made an extraction. Like as herbalists, we take herbs and we put them in alcohol and let them soak for 6 to 8 weeks. Well, she did something similar. So let me give a shout out to Dee, to Pavel, to Mari. I always think about you when I do these really early ones, Mari, hoping you catch them before bed. And Sarah, haven't seen you in a while. So my voice is a little bit creaky because you're the first people that I've spoken to today. Okay, so this one is called Let Love Draw the Line. Our minds are artists, always drawing lines, making decisions, differentiating one thing from another, drawing the boundary line between this form and that is what the mind does. This is how we think. We define by drawing the line. And by drawing the line, the artist inside makes a magnificent illusion of distinction and various forms, nicely separated by boundary lines. But is this picture of reality drawn by the mind a picture of truth? We notice differences, we dramatize, we exaggerate, we add color, we make it beautiful, we make it ugly, we separate, we oppose, we draw boundary lines. Prior to all the lines, the uncreated blank page could be the ultimate ground. Indeed, prior to all lines, the stainless ground, the infinite vastness, is perfect just as it is. Yet how can we know it? How can we see it? How can we share it? Unless we draw a line around it. It's a beautiful beginning of Om there. It's the Om. The soul is the bounding line, the bounding line, the bonding line between the vastness of ground and the limits of body. The soul is the aura, wedding figure to ground. The ground is boundless. We are framing the boundless. The skin surrounds and blinds the ground, the holy ground that knows no bounds. How can the ground that knows no bounds be bound within a skin around? To speechlessly and artlessly behold the infinite one, the inseparable ground, from whence all forms are drawn, dissolves the tyranny of separation, the war of opposites caused by drawing lines. Recognize the still, serene hub of the turning cosmos as the deathless light of love in your own heart. The lines this light draws include everything, creating patterns which connect. The lines it draws weaves the world together and arise from the boundless ground. All beings and things are radiances interweaving, seamlessly welded to the boundless ground. Between our fear of failure and our ultimate potential, we are called to action. A line must be drawn. Commit to realization and experimentation. Stay in the uncreated source of creation. Leave the critics behind. Let love draw the line. Okay, so there we have it. That is our quick sharing for this early morning. I'll put that there. But I'm sure I'll be back later. Definitely will be back later this afternoon with Jen Allen. Well, you know, nothing is done until it's done, but putting that possibility out there. And leave me your feedback in the comments section. Let me know what you think about the reading of Alex Gray. We have lots more. I really enjoy his art psalms. So I thank each and every one of you for being here. And you know what I'll do? Let me see. Just got to keep up with the time. All right. I will go ahead and give us a major arcanum. To get us on our way. Alex Gray's philosophy is that the artist, creating, being co-creators, doing our divine part in beautifying the world. The artists are the new priests and priestesses. I've always felt that for me, my art was manifesting the unmanifested into physical form. And I've always felt my art was a meditation. And so it was pretty cool to see someone else who felt that art was divine, you know, doing our part in divine creation. My little one, he's 8 years old. He wants to come and share with you guys his children's spirit animal cards. So we might do that sometime too. He wants to present. When he was four or five, when he was 4 or 5, I think, one night he got out all of his crystals and he said, "Mom, I need you to put on the video camera. I want to do a class on crystals." And he sat there and went through all of his crystals and told what they were good for. It was so cute, but I don't remember what happened to the video. I'm sure I have it somewhere. Okay, so let's go ahead and pick a card, any card. What is our card for today? Ah, the Hanged One, the Hanged Man. which I think is kind of appropriate. I think I pulled this one the other day too, so this is definitely a message for us. This is a, yeah, I have lots of those to find out. Last night, I don't know if you saw what I posted on Facebook. We were painting, and he's like, Mom, when you think about how the universe never ends, doesn't that kind of hurt your head? And I was like, I guess. He's like, I think about that every day. It makes my head hurt. And then he said, Mom, are galaxies in universes or universes in galaxies? And I'm like, I don't know. I was sitting there doing something. But this is, he's always had these profound thoughts, even when he was just a wee little one. So anyway, the hanged man. I like to see the hanged man or the hanged one as uh, stretching our imagination, willing to see things in a different way, willing to not be afraid and let go and allow ourselves to be suspended. It's like self-suspension. It's like, okay, stop in your tracks. Everything that you thought was reality, everything that you thought a certain way should be, let's rethink this. Let's try a whole new approach. How about we look at it from the inside out or the outside in? And of course, when we think of someone's being suspended on a tree or, hung on a tree, we think of death. But if you look at this tree or this stake, I can't think of another word to call it, but if we look at this, it's not an instrument of destruction or death. The fact that he or she is being hung upside down, seeking a new perspective, creates new life. There's new growth on this beam. And we think of beams as being a destructed tree, but not here. So let's think about that and think about your own meaning for the hangman. Okay, so thank you guys for joining us all here today. And we're going to bring out this session by inviting the bow, inviting the bell. Let's take a nice deep centering breath. Let's take a moment to remember our ancestors and all those who have come before us. I'm Tamu, Ngina, Priestess Heart, and I thank you for being here. I wish you peace and great bliss. Until next time, keep going. Much love.